Out in the forgotten fringes of the Orion Arm, where stars flicker like dying embers, lies Jericho 7, a human colony too stubborn to quit. 200 souls call this dust ball home, scratching out a living on hydroponic crops, recycled water, and sheer willpower. They're miners, farmers, mechanics, folks who fled Earth's overcrowded sprawl for a shot at freedom. But freedom's a tough sell when the galaxy's ruled by the Clytherin Dominion, a coalition of insectoid aliens who see humans as noisy pests, barely worth the energy to squash. Jericho 7's no paradise. The air's thin, the ground's unyielding, and the only thing tougher than the planet is the people. At the colony's heart is Lena Torres, a 32-year-old mechanic with calloused hands, a sharper tongue, and a knack for fixing anything, usually with a wrench and a curse. Her dark hair's tied back in a messy bun, a smudge of grease on her cheek, and her workshop's a chaotic shrine to salvaged tech. Lena's not a hero, not a soldier, just the one you call when your rover's dead or your water pump's coughing dust. Today, she's elbow deep in a busted plasma welder, muttering, "Come on, you rusty piece of junk, work with me." The ground shakes hard, tools clatter off shelves. Outside, colonists shout, their voices sharp with panic. Lena steps out, squinting against the orange haze, and freezes. A Clytherin warship looms overhead, a sleek black beetle the size of a city block, its hull pulsing with green light. Its shadow swallows half the colony, chilling the air. The comms crackle, and a voice like grinding metal cuts through. "Humans of Jericho 7, this is Commander Virak of the Clytherin Dominion. This planet is claimed. Evacuate within 1 cycle, or be eradicated. A cycle's 12 hours. The message loops, cold and final, like a death sentence read by a machine. Lena spits into the dust. "Evacuate to where, you bug-eyed bastard?" She mutters. Jericho 7's got no ships, no weapons worth a damn. Just people, scared but stubborn, and a whole lot of scrap. She wipes her hands on her jumpsuit, eyes narrowing. The Clytherins think they've won. They're about to learn what humans do when backed into a corner. The colony's council gathers in the mess hall, a dome reeking of stale coffee and fear. Mayor Patel, a wiry man with tired eyes and a clipboard he clings to like a lifeline, tries to keep order. "We can't fight," he says, voice cracking. "They've got plasma cannons, shields, a fleet out there somewhere. We've got, what? Shovels, a few mining lasers." The room explodes. Old man Carter, a grizzled miner with a beard like steel wool, slams his fist on a table. "I ain't leaving my home for no damn bugs." Aisha, a young farmer with dirt-stained hands, snaps back. "You want to die for it instead, old man." Voices overlap, a cacophony of fear and defiance. Lena stays quiet, her mind racing. She's been scavenging Clytherin wrecks for years. Crashed probes, abandoned drones, even a busted comms array from a scout ship that pancaked in the desert. Their tech's complex, sure, but it's not magic. And Lena's got a gift for turning trash into treasure. She steps forward, her boots clanging on the metal floor. "We don't need to fight their way," she says, voice cutting through the noise like a blade. "We fight our way." Every eye turns to her. Patel frowns, adjusting his glasses. "Lena, you got a plan or just a death wish?" She grins, sharp and reckless, the kind of grin that says she's already half committed to something insane. "Give me a few hours, some coffee, and every piece of Clytherin junk we've got. I'll make those bugs regret landing here." A murmur ripples through the crowd. Carter nods, grudgingly impressed. Aisha rolls her eyes but can't hide a smirk. Patel sighs. "You've got 6 hours, Lena. Don't get us killed." Lena's already halfway out the door, muttering, "No promises." Lena's workshop is a chaos of possibility. Stacks of salvaged Clytherin tech, shattered drone casings, a cracked power core, a tangle of neural wiring spill across tables. She's got a plan, the kind of half-crazy idea only a human would dream up. The Clytherin Clitherans rely on their tech. Shields that block kinetic weapons, sensors that track every move, and a neural network linking their warship to their ground troops. Lena's idea: build a device to overload that network, like blasting static into a radio until it fries. She recruits 2 helpers: Marcus, a lanky coder with a nervous laugh who hacks systems faster than he talks, and Gia, a former Marine turned farmer with a steady hand and 0 tolerance for nonsense. Marcus decodes the Clitheran tech, his fingers flying over a scavenged tablet as he mutters about quantum encryption and signal harmonics. Lena solders wires, her welder sparking like a tiny star. Gia keeps them focused, tossing tools and coffee with equal precision, her dark eyes scanning for mistakes. The device, dubbed the Spark, is a Frankenstein's monster of human and alien tech. It's a mess of exposed wires, glowing Clitheran crystals, and duct-taped circuits, humming with unstable energy. Lena explains. The Spark will emit a feedback pulse through the Clitheran's own comms, overloading their ship's systems and grounding their troops. It's not a weapon, it's a prank, galactic scale, designed to make the Clitheran's tech betray them. Marcus grins, pushing up his glasses. It's like hacking their Wi-Fi with a virus. Gia snorts, checking her pistol. Long as it makes him cry, I'm in. But there's a catch. The Spark needs to be close, dangerously close, to the warship's antenna array to work. That means sneaking past Clitheran patrols, who are already landing scouts in their shiny exosuits, their 6-legged frames clicking across the desert. Lena looks at her team, her grin turning feral. Who's up for a field trip? Before they move, Lena insists on a plan. No winging it. Not with the colony's survival on the line. They huddle around a tablet, sketching the warship's layout from salvaged schematics. The antenna array, a spire of black metal, sits atop the ship, guarded by patrols and automated turrets. A nearby conduit, a power line feeding the ship's ground station, is their best shot. Patch the Spark into it, and the pulse will hit the ship's core directly. Marcus points out risks. The conduit's exposed, and the pulse might fry their own comms too. We'll be blind if it backfires, he says, chewing his lip. Lena shrugs. Better blind than dead. Gia suggests a distraction to draw off the patrols. Something loud, reckless, human. I'll handle it, she says, patting her flare gun. Lena hesitates. Gia, you get caught. You're bug food. Gia's smile is all teeth. They'll have to catch me first. They spend an hour refining the Spark, stabilizing its power flow. Lena tweaks a Clitheran crystal, its glow pulsing in sync with her heartbeat. Marcus uploads a custom virus to scramble the enemy's sensors, muttering, "This is either genius or suicide." Gia tests the cart they'll use to haul the Spark, reinforcing its wheels to handle the rocky terrain. By the time they're done, the device looks like a bomb crossed with a science fair project, but it's their only shot. Lena takes a moment, staring at the colony's domes. Families huddle inside, trusting her to pull this off. She's no hero, but she's not letting them down. Let's move, she says, voice steady. Marcus gulps. Gia nods. The night awaits. Under cover of darkness, Lena, Marcus, and Gia slip out through the colony's maintenance tunnels, a maze of rusted pipes and flickering lights. The Spark's strapped to a creaky cart, its hum a constant threat of betrayal. Clitheran scouts patrol the desert, their 6-legged exosuits clicking like nightmares, their red eyes scanning for movement. The trio moves slow, sticking to shadows, their breaths shallow. Marcus whispers, "This is nuts. If they spot us, we're toast." Lena smirks, her wrench heavy in her hand. "Then don't trip, genius." Gia, scanning with a scavenged thermal scope, signals a patrol ahead. They duck behind a boulder as a Clitheran passes, its claws glinting, its suit's joints hissing. Lena grips her wrench like a club, heart pounding. The scout moves on, oblivious, and she exhales. They reach a ridge overlooking the warship, a mile from the colony. Its green glow pulses like a heartbeat, its hull a fortress of black metal. The antenna array towers above, guarded by 2 scouts and a turret scanning the desert. Lena points to the conduit, a thick cable snaking from the ship to a ground station. If they can splice the spark into it, the pulse will hit the ship's core. But first, they need those guards gone. Gia volunteers, her voice low. I'll draw 'em off. You 2 set it up. Lena grabs her arm. Gia, you're not bulletproof. Gia's grin is reckless. Good thing I'm fast. Before Lena can argue, Gia's off, sprinting into the open, waving a flare that lights the night red. The scouts chase, their rifles spitting plasma, the turret swiveling to track her. Gia weaves through rocks, laughing like a maniac, drawing them away. Lena curses but drags the cart with Marcus to the conduit. They work fast, slicing into the cable with a plasma cutter. Sparks flying. Marcus patches the sparks wires, his hands shaking. If this blows, we're fried, he mutters. Lena steadies him. Focus, nerd. We've got this. The spark hums louder, its crystals glowing brighter. A storm building inside it. Inside the warship, Commander Virak towers over his crew, his mandibles clicking in fury. Find the human saboteurs. He hisses, his voice a low rasp. But it's too late. Lena flips the spark switch, and a low hum builds to a piercing scream. The feedback pulse surges through the conduit, a wave of chaotic energy flooding the Clitheran network. Consoles spark, shields flicker, and the scouts' exosuits freeze mid-step, their neural links fried. Virak roars as the ship tilts, a thruster misfiring, kicking up a cloud of dust that buries the landing gear. Back at the ridge, the conduit explodes in a shower of sparks, knocking Lena and Marcus flat. The sparks are smoke and ruin, but it did its job. Gia sprints back, unscathed, her flare gun empty. Told you I'd make 'em cry. She laughs, panting. The warship's lights dim, its cannons silent. Mayor Patel's voice crackles over the comms. Glytherans, this is your only warning. Leave or we hit you again. It's a bluff. The spark's a one-shot deal. But Virak doesn't know that. The warship groans, engines sputtering, and lifts off, limping into orbit, its pride in tatters. The sun rises, painting the domes in hues of fire. The colonists spill out, their fear replaced by defiance. Lena, Marcus, and Gia are swarmed, clapped on the back, handed drinks. Carter raises a bottle. To Lena's crazy-ass plan. The crowd cheers, and even Aisha cracks a smile. Lena waves it off, sipping coffee from a dented mug. Just doing my job, she says. But her eyes shine with pride. Marcus, still jittery, is already hacking a salvaged Clitheran drone, turning it into a crop sprayer. Gonna make farming easier, he says, grinning. Gia trains the colony's kids to shoot, her voice sharp but kind. Next time, we're ready, she tells them. Patel starts organizing defenses, using scavenged tech to fortify the domes. Word of Jericho 7's defiance spreads like wildfire across the galaxy. On distant worlds, alien traders whisper of the humans, who turned junk into a weapon and sent an empire running. The Clitherans, humiliated, avoid the sector, their propaganda claiming strategic withdrawal. Other human colonies take note, their own scavengers tinkering, their people standing taller. Lena doesn't care about fame. She's back in her workshop fixing a water pump, the same grease smudge on her cheek. But when she looks at the stars, she knows the galaxy's watching. Humans aren't pests anymore. They're a spark, small but fierce, ready to ignite, because that's what we do. When the odds are impossible, when the enemy's bigger, stronger, smarter, we don't quit. We improvise. We fight dirty. We laugh in the face of doom and build something out of nothing. Here's to humanity, the galaxy's scrappiest, most defiant spark. And that's the Defiant Spark, our epic tale here on Humanity Ascendant. If you loved Lena's wild plan, Gia's reckless dash, or the Clitheron's epic fail, smash that like button and subscribe for more HFY stories. Drop a comment. What's your favorite moment? Or what kind of human triumph do you want next? A space battle? A diplomatic showdown? Maybe an alien romance? Share this video with your sci-fi crew, and let's show the galaxy what humans are made of. Until next time, stay defiant.